stressed or depressed? Know the difference. Stress is a normal part of life. A little bit of stress is beneficial and motivating. Stress is not a mental health condition. It tends to have an obvious trigger, like a move, divorce, or illness. Stress typically resolves as life events change. However, stress can lead to mental health problems like anxiety and depression if it persists over long periods without relief. Depression is a mental health condition that requires a medical diagnosis. 10 reasons depression is not what you think it is. Number 1. Depression is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of being human. In fact, it takes great strength. For someone who is depressed, even the easy parts of life require effort. It is hard work to reside in the darker parts of yourself. It takes great courage to admit you're broken or to seek help. Number 2. People who commit suicide are not selfish. It's a product of an illness. Suicide is tragic and painful. When people lose someone they love, regardless of the circumstances, it's difficult not to feel angry at someone or something. In the case of suicide, people sometimes want to blame the individuals. But their deaths were not their faults, they were sick. Suicide is the worst-case scenario for someone with depression. Yet, frequent thoughts of suicide or hurting oneself are a common symptom of depression. If you have thoughts of hurting yourself, don't wait until it's too late. Ask for help. Number 3. Depression cannot just be cured. But it can be treated. Depression will not go away overnight. If someone tells you to just suck it up, don't listen to that person. There are plenty of ways to treat depression. Psychological counseling, medication, hospitalization, and even exercise can help with depression. Number 4. Taking medication for depression is not a sign of giving up. Medication can help improve your symptoms and allow you to return to the things that bring you joy in life. Taking medication is not a sign of giving up, it's a sign that you're ready to get better. Number 5. Mental illness impacts children and adults across the world. Mental illness does not just affect adults, it's also common in children. It can have a significant impact on a child's well-being and development, and it should not be ignored. Number 6. Disgraceful and disparaging people with mental illness. Depression, and mental illness in general, has a terrible stigma surrounding it. People don't want to feel weak in the mind, or admit that something is wrong with them. There is nothing weak about depression, and there is nothing wrong with people suffering from it. Number 7. Depression comes in many forms. We all get sad from time to time, but when it persists and makes it difficult for us to carry out our daily lives, then it might be a sign of something more serious. Depression is also linked to other forms of mental illness, such as anxiety and bipolar disorder. We all might show signs and symptoms of these various illnesses, that does not necessarily mean that we have them. Number 8. Depression hurts, and not just mentally. People with depression may experience appetite changes, which can cause unintended weight loss or gain. Medical experts have associated excessive weight gain with many health issues, including diabetes and heart disease. Being underweight can harm the heart, affect fertility, and cause fatigue. People with depression may experience unexplained aches or pains, including joint or muscle pain, breast tenderness, and headaches. A person's depression symptoms can worsen because of chronic pain. People with depression may have a decreased libido, have trouble becoming aroused, no longer have orgasms, or have less pleasurable orgasms. Some people also experience relationship problems due to depression, which can have an impact on sexual activity. People with depression may experience insomnia or trouble sleeping. This condition can leave them feeling exhausted, making it difficult to manage both physical and mental health. Number 9. Asking for help is the greatest sign of a healthy mind. Don't wait until it's too late. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength. It means that you're willing to admit when you're feeling vulnerable, which is an incredibly brave thing to do. Exposing yourself is never easy, but it's often the right thing to do. We do not have to go through life alone. Number 10. If you feel depressed, don't let anyone ever tell you that something is wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You are sick, but that does not mean that you are hopeless. Some of the most accomplished individuals in history suffered from some form of depression or another. Stressed or depressed? Know the difference.